So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728 and Young Rock. This is basically a television show where the Rock is, I guess, exposing parts of his life at different ages. It looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. So, let's go into that in a minute. For y'all who would have already listened to me, obviously, I'm an ex-reservist. I have an MBA, a computer science degree. I got a scholarship a long time ago. I do Latin dance. And yeah, that's it for me. Now, the Young Rock TV show coming out in February. Are we in February yet? Almost. So it really does look interesting. I was thinking to myself that I was not really going to watch this thing at all. And I still, more than likely, I'm not going to watch this stuff at all. But reading about the series online was kind of interesting. And it was interesting to see the trailer for the show itself, where you can see both sides of the Rock's family, like his dad is black, which I didn't know until, a couple of years ago, a number of years ago. I had no idea that the Rock was mixed. And that his dad is from Canada and he was a wrestler and all of this other stuff. Did not know that at all. But it's interesting. Of course, The Rock was, was he a god? He did the voice of a god in one of these, this Hawaiian Disney movie, I think. And it was really pretty good. But just by looking at him, I would not have been able to figure that out at all. But anyway, the interesting parts of his life, like he said that when he was 15, he was 6'4", 225 pounds, and he looked like he was middle-aged. And the kids thought that he was an undercover cop at school, trying to, I guess, find people who were using drugs or whatever, because he looked so completely out of place. And the fact that he moved around to at least 13 different states by the time he was 13, and he lived in New Zealand and all of this other stuff. I mean, some of it I'd heard before, but it was really kind of interesting, regardless, to hear. But, I guess part of this whole thing started, to me anyway, with the Wonder Years, which is this TV show with this guy who was young, and there was this narration, and I didn't even know who the person was narrating about his past life that you're looking at on screen. And then I guess there was Everybody Hates Chris, which was based on Chris Rock's life, and the name was from Everybody Loves Raymond, and then it's Chris Rock's life, and he's narrating his life with this kid as acting as him. And while I have seen bits and pieces of Everybody Hates Chris, I never actually watched an entire episode of it. And of course, I don't really watch TV myself anyway. So there's that. I have seen episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond, but that was a long time ago. But by and large, I really hope, the whole framework of how it was put together, which is that The Rock is running for president in 2032, and I guess somebody is interviewing, this comedian is interviewing him. The person is not really a comedian, I guess, but I know him as either a comedic actor or a comedian. Anyway, it's just funny. It's funny that is the vehicle that was used to go over these different parts of his life. Now, of course, it's not entirely known how this thing is going to play off, if they're going to use that vehicle that he's running for president and he's telling different stories about different parts of his life. But I thought that was clever. I thought that was a little bit beyond the normal. I don't know what the norm is when you're narrating your life, but it struck me as an interesting take. And, maybe if I read something about a particular episode of the story being really interesting, I might go looking for that particular episode to take it in. But probably I barely watch movies. There's so many movies that I would probably like to see, and I just don't take the time to go over them and look at them, even though I enjoy them. And sometimes even in the middle of it, like Bill and Ted, the last version of it, I think I must have started and stopped watching that movie I don't know how many different times. I eventually got to the end of it, and it was pretty good, actually, all things considered. I think there's probably never going to be another Bill and Ted movie, especially if it probably didn't make much money, which seems unlikely during this time that we're living in. But I really do hope that it's kind of that it's successful, because, you know, as of right now, there's nothing that I see as a problem really with The Rock. I don't really have a problem with him. I wish that he was selling something besides tequila, because he knows that he isn't drinking that tequila regularly. Maybe on a cheat day he is, but aside from that, he probably isn't. Anyway, short one today. I don't know what this really was about, but feel free to like, subscribe, dislike any of the things that people do, with the idea in mind that what you'd like someone to do if this were your piece. Have a good one. Peace.